In a world of morons, three friends must come together to mince movies. Welcome to Morons Mince Movies.
Mixed smoothies?
Mixed smoothies?
We are getting, our intros are just getting worse and worse every time. Anyways, I am your host, Moron, Sam Munoz, that's my name.
Yeah.
And I'm here with my fellow morons, Ubrester Peñalosa II and Akam. Wait, hold on, let me change that up. What is it? Arturito. Wait, hold on, let me retcon that one. I messed that up. Arkham. Fuck it, let's just cancel everything.
Let's start over.
Yeah, the retcon.
Picking up exactly where we left off and ignore everything else in between.
Yes.
I like
that. So today's topic is on retconning in movies, in franchises, and all that stuff. That's our topic, and this was brought up by you, Arturo. Oh. So I kind of want you to lead this conversation. But before we do that, I have to say once again, we are drinking some great bourbon. Again, we don't really talk about what our drinks are, but today is just a special day, and I just want to highlight it one more time. Yeah. It's really fucking good.
It is really good. So this is Brothers Bond straight bourbon whiskey. It goes down smooth, but it still has that proper burn. Yeah, like I don't know how else to describe it.
It's really good.
But it's really good. It was a gift from my sister-in-law, Rosie. Again, if you're listening, thank you.
This guy even brought out the nuts for it. I mean, he's got nuts in his mouth and everything for this bourbon.
A lot of nuts. Actually, it's a pistachio.
So, Arturo, lead the way on this.
This came about for a couple of reasons. Just the idea of like franchises as a whole. Like, I love long form storytelling that we've gotten with film, and we did touch upon that within the Trilogies episode. But one of the biggest things that I had, and actually I believe it stemmed from an episode that we did, where it like just the idea that sometimes, I remember now actually exactly where this idea came from, was when we were discussing the Star Wars sequel.
That's the biggest retcon that I know of.
And it is. And we were discussing at the time, before we get riled up.
What was the retcon there?
The Emperor. I was thinking about the original trilogies.
The sequel trilogy. Several things happened within that trilogy, most notably the fact that The Last Jedi was so different from The Force Awakens.
That wasn't that bad.
I didn't say anything. You're already jumping. You're in defense mode, and you're like,
don't go after The Last Jedi.
I did. All I stated was it was very different from The Force Awakens, and then we got a surprise that no one expected in Rise of Skywalker. And it was like this concept of sometimes films, even if they stood entirely on their own, they would be stronger than if you connect them to their franchise, and then sometimes vice versa. And then it got me to really think about this idea of like just franchises as a whole and the things that work in its favor and things that don't. And then when you have films that have to retcon things on purpose, or because like the fan trajectory went in a certain direction, or when just things were not received well at all, let's just start all over and ignore the prior movie.
Just ignore that movie ever happened.
Exactly. And it's becoming more and more of a thing. Like the earliest situations we've seen with this is the Halloween franchise, which we've talked about, the Terminator films, but it's becoming very much more of a recent phenomenon because you have all these studios just have access to all these IPs and like just want to keep churning that money.
Yeah, it's because like franchise have taken over the movie industry now, whereas like if you don't keep that franchise alive, you have like nothing now or something. Like you can't. Studios have lost faith in original filmmaking. I don't understand why, but
it's been about money, and I feel like the biggest thing too it has affected since then has been the pandemic and how that affected movie driving to go see movies again, and whether or not films make things, and the ones that do are ones that are really pulling in on nostalgia. Like I heard so much talk about like Top Gun saved the movies and this, and I'm like but
that wasn't a retcon, and that wasn't
I'm just saying that it was tied to a pre-existing franchise. It was more of the franchises as a whole, but the retcon thing has become very popular, and I think it's a very loaded topic in that sense too. In a sense,
So if you had to simplify it for, let's say,
a moron like yourself,
a viewer, let's call them Mo-Blaster.
Mo-Blaster.
So someone anonymous like that, handsome, rugged.
I was gonna say, yeah. The first thing I would say, well, Lester sounds like a very
Probably
handsome man.
Seltzers.
Yeah. Let's say you're explaining it to someone like them. What exactly you mean by retcon?
So a retcon, it works in two ways, but generally speaking, it's anything that's established in. So we have one movie, and then the movie that takes place after, or that just comes out after, I should say.
Yeah.
Either ignores or deletes what happened previously.
Exactly. Or completely changes something.
Yeah.
And sometimes that happens within the movie itself, or sometimes, and it's part of the actual narrative, and sometimes it's just said from the get-go, like,
we're just going to ignore it.
We're going to ignore every other movie, and this only takes place after the first film. And it's usually when sequels weren't well received, and then they're like, well, we still want to keep the franchise going, we're just gonna ignore that one and try again.
I'm gonna really interrupt real quick. It's retcon, R-E-T.
Yes. Not Redcon.
I'm sorry, it was just
no, thank you for that.
Totally listening, but I'm glancing at what our producer is googling, and he has this confused look on his face, like, why does retcon not show up
There's
anything?
a movie
Because he's spelling it R-E-D-C-O-N.
It stands for
Retcon,
retroactive continuity.
Correct. Yes.
It's also known as like a soft reboot sometimes,
It's a course correct. It's a
some form of course correction.
Some might say it's
course
a cheap tool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cheap way of maybe fixing a shitty movie that came out that you allowed to be made.
Mm-hmm.
And then in retrospect, you're like, fuck, that movie really did suck, didn't it, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
And fuck, we shouldn't have allowed it to go that direction, huh? What do? How about we come up with a new movie where we make it so that all that shit that happened in those other 4 movies that we kind of fucked up on didn't happen.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, let's do that. We'll say it's a fucking time machine. You want to go with that one?
They sometimes
Sure.
don't even do that. They just say like, we're gonna ignore
Yeah.
and just continue it from where
Yeah.
the first. So
It
Halloween
really-
is the best
Yeah.
example, I think, because it's been retcon multiple times.
Several times, yeah.
And that's why you have this
I think
fucking
horror movies probably have the biggest record on retcon.
Not
no?
everyone.
Halloween, yes.
Jason?
They
The Jason
don't
movies?
really have a continuity.
The Predator movies? The Alien movies?
No.
They haven't been.
No?
I don't think the Predator movies have been retconned.
No, they haven't. Neither
No.
has the Alien films.
No.
They're like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. They both have remakes, but not necessarily
not a retcon, really. Like,
Yeah.
like it continue the story and ignore certain movies.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a new starting point versus we're just going to keep that but then change everything
Well,
else.
the thing is also like with those horror franchises like Nightmare on Elm Street and the Jason, the Friday the 13th franchise, it was kind of accepted that every movie was sort of standalone, even though they sometimes try to continue it. So like for example, like part 3 of Nightmare on Elm Street kind of ignores part
Number
2.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it
it
picks up
doesn't really-
directly after part 1.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so it's kind of a retcon there where it's just like part 2 it's kind of its own, but they don't really say it. They don't it could still have happened.
Yeah.
But it's almost like it doesn't matter. And
true.
same thing with the Friday the 13th franchise where it's like they were just ignoring movies whenever it
No,
they felt-
I actually argue that Friday the 13th did stick onto its original narrative, especially the
no,
first. Yeah,
there was a whole thing where like remember that Jason was supposed to have
Somebody
died.
Yeah.
And then
we'll fight.
and then the character, God, I forget his name. He was a little kid, and there was a whole scene where he
Corey Feldman when he grows up.
yeah, and he was supposed to be like the next Jason or something, and they kind of retconned
So
that too.
you're mixing up your memories. So
Really?
yes,
Ooh,
you really
fuck
are.
you, Sam.
Movies 1 through 4, we have Pamela Voorhees in the first film. Jason doesn't show up until the sequel, and then the next 3 films follow him.
Yeah, they
And
do
The
follow,
final chapter,
yes.
number 4, was supposed to be the end, and he did die.
Yes.
That's why at number 5, it's somebody else taking on the mask of Jason. And it stays within that continuity. And in number 6, he comes back as a fucking undead zombie shit, like the whole Frankenstein aspect. And then the movies keep carrying that continuity.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn there was a whole thing about like someone else becoming Maybe
I mean,
those
I
fucking
think you're
movies
remembering
blurred together.
the twist of 5 because
Yeah.
some of them
For
do
sure.
towards.
It's been a long time since I've
towards-
seen
yeah.
those movies, but yeah.
I hear you.
Okay.
And
then I'm wrong about Friday the
Eventually,
13th.
we got Jason X, and
Yeah,
which
that
he
was
got
a
sent
total
to
retcon.
space, and that was fucking
He was
awesome.
in space, right?
Oh, and it was in the
It was
heyday.
not
It
awesome.
was so awesome. It was in like.
Why do you like these movies?
Because
That
so
was
much
his face.
fun. He was
Why
in
was his
space.
face?
Why the fuck not?
Nobody knows. It was just the future,
No,
and
like legit. They don't
No,
explain
they
why
do
he's
explain it.
Mildly,
I wanna hear it.
It's
Give me
like
the
it's set in the year
Look
like
it up.
2050, and he just happens to be in space.
No, don't they go back to Earth and they like built they dug him up or something? Ah, fuck, I don't remember.
Are you guys fucking with me?
No,
Are you
they're-
making this shit up?
No, this is a legit
He's like
movie.
frozen or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
he
And
gets
then
like
they
cryogenically
unfreeze
frozen.
him. Then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
unfreeze him.
and he
Yeah, yeah.
dethaws and he kills everybody
look up
on
the
the
synopsis.
spaceship.
It's really stupid.
So this is 2001.
Don't watch this
It's
movie.
so much
Wow.
fun. It's so much fucking fun.
It's fun if you don't take it seriously
See, and
as a
that's-
movie.
That's
Like
the
it's
thing.
just
Oh,
like,
he's
and see, that's the
Cairo-
thing for me. It's
He's
a
cryogenically frozen at the beginning of the 21st century.
Yeah, yeah.
You're reading the synopsis.
And is discovered.
So
in
that-
the
okay, guys,
25th
that's what you
century.
meant.
So that's a retcon because that completely ignores Jason Goes to Hell, which
Yeah.
he's supposed to be in hell. He's not
Well,
even a
yeah.
body anymore.
Jason Goes to Hell. That was number.
That was number 9.
That
No,
was number
I
9.
think that was number. Who gives a shit? Why are we still talking about Jason? There has to be other movies.
No, no,
Have been
no.
retconned. Jesus. What the fuck?
So we're
Look, Mo
discussing.
Blester, you don't understand
Yeah, okay,
the
okay.
horror fans here.
I wanna go back to the bigger-
Okay, so as we're talking about the horror movies as a general whole, and we discussed Halloween films, so we're showing examples, I guess, of retcons being done like not necessarily lazily, but it's like, oh, let's just start all over. Like
Yeah.
that's very much a thing that's been happening here. But we are having counter situations where it actually, this actually much more benefited the storyline or the
Oh.
soft reboots, if you will.
Oh, I like that spin.
So we were discussing this off
one?
camera a little bit. X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh, okay.
That
okay,
was
yeah.
definitely course correction. It fixed a lot of the things that we did not agree with in X-Men 3.
But see, that one, I don't know if I can consider that a retcon, which is, I now remember our conversation. because it's still continuing the narrative. They're not saying we're going to ignore movie, part 3
Well, the
or whatever.
movie fixes what happens, and now only the events of X-Men. Oh, fuck, it's been a while.
X-Men 1 and
2, and
That's
then
just 1 and 2, I think.
just 1 and 2, correct. Were actually what happened,
and then
but then
First
so did
Class.
First Class,
Yes.
and so that was the new timeline after the fact.
But that was kind of well done because
It was well done. That's exactly my
because
point
they
here.
they continue the narrative and try to quote unquote fix it within the narrative and not just be like, we're just gonna ignore part 3 and just start all over from here, which is what I don't like. Like if you fucked up, either just like try to fix it somehow or just give up.
Yeah, no,
or do it or start all over. Just start all over. And so yeah. So this I didn't. This doesn't bother me. I think that's one of those.
This is
good
an
ones.
example where it's really well done, I feel, because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did get a chance to keep what they wanted and then still give you a fresh start and continued an existing continuity.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't go that great afterwards, but I mean, X-Men Days of Future Past
Actually,
was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I do. I did like Days of
It is
Future
one of my
Past,
favorite movies.
and I liked
Yeah.
First Class. That was good. Yeah.
Completely agreed. Like
That
if
was
they had
it.
stopped the action movies right there, I mean, I would have still wanted Deadpool and Logan to come out. But if it had just stopped right there, that would have been such an epic ending because it would have like just fixed X-Men 3 and then just given so much sense to these two timelines. It just had an epic ending.
Yeah.
I think the sorry, Sam, you were gonna.
No,
pick
go
one.
for it. Go for it. I was
just gonna
gonna
say
go back
the-
to Halloween, but it's because
Yeah,
that's
fuck
that's the one that pisses me off the most.
The one that pisses me off the most, which I'm appalled that we haven't talked about more,
Ooh, that's
is the one
Air
that
Bud.
started this. No, there is no
Was
wrong.
there a
to
retcon
Air Bud.
Airbud?
There is and it
Airbud
fucking
14 retcon 5 through
landed
7
magnificently.
took him off the timeline.
It actually explains why they can talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
Wow.
retcon. Turns out it was a microchip.
But see,
Microchip was
they're like,
installed.
this
was
is
in-
good
physically
because
installed. Yeah.
okay, what are we gonna go into?
I was gonna go into the most egregious of all the fucking
Egregious.
retcon. That's what I
That's
said.
gracious.
That's what I said.
Egregious.
You're getting Alzheimer's. That's what I said. The most egregious of these is Star Wars. Their retcon with fucking The Last Jedi or whatever the fuck was the last one.
The Last Jedi didn't retcon anything.
Whatever the fuck the last one was, where it turns
Rise
out
of
the
Skywalker.
Emperor, Rise of
Rise of
Skywalker,
Skywalker.
where it turns out the Emperor was alive, and fucking what they it that I think was the biggest one for me that fucking just ruined everything because it changed.
Did ruin everything.
It made the original trilogy worthless. The sacrifice that fucking Luke makes.
The sexology, because from
Yeah.
episode
The
1
whole-
to I don't know how you would call it
one-
sexology.
yeah.
From
The
episode 1 to
sexology.
6.
Sexology?
Oh yeah, the sexology.
Your Latin numbers, right? Sex?
Yeah,
6? Yeah.
that. Yeah, that the
That
That
1 through
retcon
6
was what hurt me
was
the most.
ruined.
yeah.
I agree, and I don't. Yeah, and I don't. It's hard to. We need to like define what a retcon is, because even this one doesn't make it seem like a retcon. They just try to sort of bring him back and explain it. They weren't like ignoring any continuity. They weren't like deleting anything. Like everything still happened according to the continuity.
guess.
It's just that we all thought he was dead, but now he's not.
Yeah,
And here's
so
the
how does that-
explanation.
I mean,
But like for example,
it was
the
a
Force
fact
Ghost,
that was established within the narrative itself and was later adjusted, ignored, supplemented, or contradicted. And I just read
It
that.
wasn't-
That was off my head. I didn't read
But it wasn't
anything off the
ignored.
screen.
Within the continuity of the film.
I was like,
No,
that was
wait.
really well versed.
Wow. So articulate.
Wow.
research.
I'm impressed.
You're not supposed to do
you were
research. This is
reading.
more makes sense.
You were Joe Biding it. You're just reading a teleprompter.
No, because within the continuity of the film, people believe he's dead.
Yes.
But the part of the continuity is that they are wrong. Their belief is. I mean, that's
okay,
a part of
but-
film all the time.
but
Just
see-
because the characters believe that they're dead and the audience believes they're dead doesn't mean that person might still be dead.
Because
That happens in stories all the time.
Motherfucker.
No.
What about why the fuck?
It's about changing the
Why the
continuity, and the Star Wars
listen.
didn't change the continuity. Is what
But
I'm trying to
listen
say.
though, why wouldn't Force Ghost Yoda and Force Ghost fucking Obi-Wan, once they die and they become one with the Force, you would expect them to be like, oh fuck, Palpatine's alive.
That's
Should
just
we
bad.
maybe
That might be bad
communicate
storytelling. Might be bad storytelling. And there's also the explanation of that the Emperor Palpatine was so powerful that he was able to hide himself from Yoda and everybody else.
That would be retconning then. That would
That's
be
not
retcon. That would be
retconning.
going-
It's
let's-
still
let's-
within the continuity. The retconning is when you change the continuity and you say we're gonna ignore this whole part of it.
right there. Ignore.
Yeah, we're gonna ignore or delete it and completely just
like Terminator. Let's talk about another one then.
Well,
Terminator.
audience members, what do you think? Was it a retcon or not? Vote yes or no.
I would
I
say-
don't know if these links go anywhere.
Not a retcon, but definitely bad storytelling is what I would say. Bad storytelling,
We
but not a
agree on
retcon.
that.
I want him to click on what is an example of a retcon. I'm
Oh.
curious as to what it'll say right there.
Final problem.
Holmes fights
It's Moriarty at the right.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
men
Sherlock
tumble to
Holmes.
their deaths. Later, Conan
Sherlock
Doyle
Holmes.
reveals
I'm
that
not a-
Holmes didn't actually die. The whole
Moriarty.
thing was a setup. This after-the-fact change is a perfect example of a retcon.
What the fuck?
What is retconning, and what does it make readers so furious?
Terminator.
Terminator is a fucking retcon that pisses me off.
Yes.
Because that
Multiple retcons.
yeah, 1 and 2 were so perfect. There was no need to make any more movies. And then they just decided we need to make more money from this franchise. It's the whole money problem again.
Yeah.
And they
That's what it
made
comes
part
down
3.
to.
They
All
made
of this
Terminator
is
3,
money.
turned it into a trilogy, which ended up fucking it up because Terminator 3, it wasn't terrible, but it was not good.
And it undid the whole fate thing. Like that's the biggest thing.
That is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole thing. It, like it ruins the principal thing that made part 2 so awesome. I think is the whole is like they are able to change their destiny. There's no fate but what we make. Is the fucking
Yep.
quote of that
It's fucking
movie.
tagline. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the quote of that movie, and you basically ruin it with part 3 and say, no, it's destined. Judgment Day is gonna happen no matter what you do. You
Well,
just
so why
have to
not?
accept
Why
it.
not like Star Wars? Can you say, no, this was always the point. They just didn't know about it when
Well,
part 2
I would say
came
that part
out.
3 is not a retcon because it continues the story.
It's the films that
It's the
happen
films that
after the
happen
fact.
afterwards,
Yeah.
trying to retcon part 3 and basically either ignoring part 3, sometimes even
Salvation-
ignoring part 2. I think.
Yeah,
what
well,
was it?
because Salvation tried to tell a separate story, still within the
the
story.
continuity. Yeah.
And then Genesis was, okay, we're ignoring everything and we're picking up exactly after number 2.
Yeah.
And that didn't do well. And then Dark Fate was, again, after number 2.
Ignore
and
the other ones.
Ignore the other ones again.
Yeah.
And it also didn't do that well. But to me, it was my favorite of the retcon sequel. After all sequels.
I haven't
except for
seen the
T2.
last one. I was like,
It's
after,
actually pretty decent.
after the
Yeah.
one before with
I like it a lot.
Daenerys Targaryen in it. What's her real name?
Amelia Clark,
There we go.
the one and only. Do not insult her.
I'm not. I
presence.
just know her by Daenerys, and that's all I remember.
Mother
But
of Dragons.
I
First of
saw
her
that
name.
one, and
Kimberly
I was like,
Andrews.
"That's it. I'm done with Terminator. I'm done. I'm not watching any more movies. Not giving this franchise any more money, so they can just stop making
No,
movies."
Dark Fate was sick, and a lot of it takes place in Mexico. That
Oh,
helps.
really? Yeah. That's how I feel about Halloween. I want to bring it back to Halloween because
to Mexico.
no,
I know, that's where I was going. I was like, you're right.
They should.
Dia de los Muertos.
no. I just
Miguel Myers.
I'm just so done. After I saw Halloween Ends, I'm done with Halloween. Like if they make another Halloween movie, I'm not gonna watch it. Like I'm just like no, you cannot bring me back. I'm not giving you any more of my money.
I will not
Tell them,
resurrect.
Because
them, Sam.
that's the problem. If you don't want this retconning shit to happen, if you hate this kind of stuff, stop going to these movies and be like, I don't care how much you're gonna try to fix this. You fucked it up. It's over. Just end it. Like do something new. Sometimes I just want to do something new. There's so many things. Just because we have all these franchises in the past that we love and we're nostalgic about, doesn't mean that you can't make something new that we'll also end up loving and be nostalgic about that later. Like, just stop bringing these things back. Like, some of them, they make sense to bring back. Some of them, you just have to let them be and let them die.
Let the past die.
Yeah, let them pass. Fucking, just like Last Jedi and why it's so great. It said, you have to let these things die and let them be what they were, and we can enjoy them for what they were, and bring up some new stuff is what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just gotta let them die, man. And I'm gonna have some more to drink because it makes me sad.
Are you sure?
Shit.
You
That
should.
Halloween
You're
was
driving
so
tonight.
bastardized.
Do you consider the Matrix just to have just one
Ooh.
finger? One finger, Sam. Oh, that looks more like two fingers.
Stop telling me what to do.
Do you consider?
I'm putting the rest away because I promised Rosa that she could have some.
Yeah.
Who is
man.
this Rosa?
Sam's gonna
The one who
finish
bought
off.
it.
Oh, thank you.
Sam's gonna finish it. Do you consider the Matrix retconned?
No, I don't think that's a retcon. That's a continuity. That follows the continuity completely.
Well, I'm thinking of the last one.
There's nothing that's retcon.
I don't
in
remember
there.
a lot of the last one.
It follows it. It follows it to the T.
Yeah, no, it's still following.
Nothing
yeah.
is ignored. Everything
It
happens.
just reinterprets some of it.
Yeah.
Which
There's
Marvel had a lot of retcons, no?
Marvel's had some retcons over time.
What's been the
Yeah.
retcons for Marvel?
I'm trying to think off the top of my
They had
head.
Captain Marvel in the 90s that kind of... No, it didn't change anything really.
You know what's one that I want to talk about? It is
well, something that was not it wasn't a big change, but I remember when it was established that Peter Parker was now in Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man was now in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. That the little boy in Iron Man 2 that showed up randomly
Yeah, right.
was Peter Parker as a little kid.
Oh,
and
really?
that's what started like his obsession with Iron Man. I remember that was but see, that's a retcon that isn't even addressed in films. It's just been
Added to
it's
it.
added to the continuity, made official by Kevin Feige, and now it's a accepted
But
continuity.
that's kind of cool because that I like that kind of stuff because there's nothing within the film that says it couldn't be it.
Doesn't change it, yeah.
So you can still it still
for the
happened.
nerds.
It still happened, but now you've established that this event that happened in the first film, which seemed so insignificant, is now actually very significant.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because it actually gives some like review value to the old movie where you go back and like that's the point where Spider-Man decides that he wants to be.
Well,
you know,
yeah, no, and I completely agree with that too. Especially with the Marvel as a whole, there's a lot they've done very well in terms of having this long format storytelling. But also, what other franchise can you have out there where someone could just say, "This is what happened," and then that's it? You don't even need a movie to explain it. Just that's the power of the MCU and Kevin Feige is that someone can just be said like, "Oh no, that's when this happened." And
I think Harry Potter would do that. But se
Harry
pasó de
Potter.
verga. J.K. Rowling, after
after
the books were written,
I forgot about all that.
she would come out and be like,
random
by the
stuff.
way,
Yeah.
Dumbledore was gay.
Really?
People were
That's
like,
a fact.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No.
I remember when that happened.
no
and there's
one really
nothing in the
asking.
movies.
Well, not at the time, not because
books?
after that fact, Fantastic Beasts came out, and then that's when they showcased that.
Then they had a sex scene with Dumbledore.
Well, it
and
wasn't a
another man.
sex scene, but it was very well established that they
one
were
of the-
closer than brothers.
One of the dwarves just passed away.
Dwarves.
From Harry Potter?
Isn't that what you're supposed to call
Snow
them?
White or what the fuck are you talking about?
Wait, is that what you're supposed to call them?
LPs, little people.
Little people?
Uh,
I have no idea. Who I don't
one
watch
of the
Harry Potter.
actors in I think Fantastic Beasts just passed away. He
Really?
played like an elf or whatever. He was like,
God damn, you need to get your fictional creatures
Okay. There's so many.
what are you supposed to?
You're
you're-
offending Arturo.
What are you supposed to
Arturito
call
here.
them? What are you?
I don't
could
know
have
what
a
fictional
house
creature you're referring to.
I'm referring to.
Okay,
I'm referring to
you're
a real
referring-
person.
Dolby the house elf?
Okay, just type
That
in
was
what you think
digitally.
you saw.
No, it happened.
We'll type it in. Maybe this will help.
I think it's been retconned since your last. You know what?
Hold on. I want to see this real quick.
Okay, are you supposed to say that? Like, what are you supposed to? What do you call?
You said Harry Potter actor.
Little person,
Then we'll find
little
out
person.
who he played.
Little
Just no.
person or
Okay,
dwarf.
You said the Harry Potter actor died.
Uh-huh.
Look that up. We'll find out who they played, and then I can tell you what fictional species they were.
While Noel is looking this up, I do want to bring up actual Star Wars retcons
Recently.
by George Lucas, but which I can actually think, which I actually define as
shot
retcon. Which
Han
is,
shot. Oh, yeah, Han shot first.
Han shooting first.
Yeah.
That is a retcon. It's kind of unique and only in the Star Wars or in George Lucas's world, where he just decided the next edit of Star Wars is going to change this story piece in the movie. Oh shit!
Vern Troyer passed away?
Fucking mini me,
dude, a long time
mini me.
I mean, what was that? I feel like that had happened. Yeah.
That's mini me. That's
They were
fucking.
showing some other LP.
Was it that
Yeah,
species?
it was this.
Z?
What species is that,
I don't-
Arturo?
Yeah, what is this?
Arturito.
I have to refer this to the Harry Potter.
I'm gonna think
expert.
Linkin Park. Every
Yeah,
time you say LP,
Linkin Park, baby.
I'm thinking, wait, Linkin Park was in Harry Potter?
So what are you supposed to call them?
Yeah.
little
I'm
person.
referring to
Okay, people.
Ublester. No, the species. Ublester. The Harry Potter
The
expert.
species of that
in the
person
room.
on the left. We know what that on the right is. What's the species?
Wow. I'm not touching that one with the 10-foot pole.
There's an inner circle of hell.
Yeah, I have no idea. Do you know what the species
This
is?
guy right here.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
I have no idea who that is. I
Oh,
knew Mini
I'm not
Me,
familiar
but
with
not
them
that
either.
guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Either.
Were they? But what the species though that he played? What were they called?
They look like elves.
They kind of look.
They were not considered. Yeah, I think they were called elves.
No, not elves.
Because the house
Gnomes.
elf was Dolby.
All right, we're definitely cutting this part. It's just been quiet.
so,
Nobody
yeah.
knows what they're talking about. Clearly. All right. No, let's go. Let's talk about Star Wars again because
Yeah, that's
I
true.
do-
Han
I-
shot first.
Han shot first is definitely a
That's a
retcon.
retcon.
Yeah.
Which was
100%.
just basically George Lucas re-editing the
So-
movie, and on top of that, there's been other.
For any Moblesters out there, what had happened is in the original film, Han shoots Greedo.
Yes.
Because he's a scoundrel.
He shot
Very
first.
character accurate.
Without Greedo trying to shoot him,
or anything.
without Greedo taking out his gun.
And you should have
Han
the
shoots
scene
him.
play because it's very.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Just put Han. I don't even know if you can find it on the internet.
Yeah, you can find. Yeah, you can find it on the internet. Like
No,
the scene,
Han-
the original theatrical versus. If you just put
Okay,
it
Han
shot
shot
so-
first.
Yeah,
scene,
Han shot first.
For all the younglings out there, like Noel, our producer, there is a scene in Star Wars: A New Hope.
The
They're
original
at the
version.
cantina, and Han agrees to help out Luke and Obi-Wan. Yeah, I can get you to where you need to go. And Luke and Han bounce, and Han is like, "You hear that, Chewbacca? We did it. This is
No,
easy
do the
money."
The
comparison.
first
do the
video.
comparison.
There you go. I'm all like, yeah.
Make sure put that in behind us. Put that.
It's
behind
gonna
us.
be a long. It's 3
Well,
minutes.
you can just
Go.
zoom up to the
go to like to the middle.
move to the front.
Move to the the.
I mean the front, the end. Keep going.
Greedo, a bounty hunter
there,
who
right
is
there, right
hired
there. Wait for
by Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, right there. Boom.
yeah, he
And
kills him.
now,
Oh man, can you rewind that back?
There was 3 different ones though.
He edited a lot of it.
he
Yeah.
leans
No, go further back. Further
as
back.
if he had.
There you go. 25%. Oh, they're doing it at different speeds. Interesting. Oh, okay. This is in the 25% speed. Slow. Oh,
Let's see.
that's where he shoots him first.
And now in the new version,
And now in the new version.
Greedo
Ah.
shoots as Han leans and then shoots him.
This is inaccurate. For there are three.
Oh.
There are three different versions. The one where Han shoots
I love how
first.
this sounds fake.
No, I'm serious. Han shoots first, and Greedo does not shoot back. That's the original. The second one was
They shoot at the same time, right?
Greedo shoots first,
Oh, okay.
misses, and then Han shoots and kills him. Then the third one is they shoot at the same time.
Ah.
Greedo misses, Han hits him. So there's three different versions. That one is the one where they shoot at the same time.
Yeah.
There's one where Greedo shoots first.
But look at that lean, though.
Yeah, that.
That lean.
Not quite sure what
I'm
you're
amazed.
trying-
I'm
Ooh,
amazed.
Yeah, look at that lean. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
move the head.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was so fast that the laser.
Yeah,
he was able to
somehow.
predict laser beam. No, but I'm actually very interested in like this scene where he gets shot, where Greedo gets shot. Go back a little bit. I didn't this right there. You see how mannequin-y he looks?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know the original was so
dude.
so
It's-
bad. Oh
There's a
man,
reason why George Lucas went back and fucking digitally.
remove that. Look at that.
removed
Yeah.
shit. Whoa.
Oh my god. I didn't know this existed. This
Yeah.
is wow. I can understand now what George Lucas was trying. He saw this, was like, oh my god, that looks horrible. How do I fix this? Fuck it. Han doesn't shoot first this time. They shoot-
I have shot glasses
guys
that are
hear-
Han Solo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Han shot first.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? Around the time that George Lucas had released the edited versions of these movies, he was also planning on doing the same thing for Indiana Jones, where he was gonna go back and edit
People were
a bunch of
protesting.
things. No,
Yeah.
South Park did an episode
Yeah, that's true.
making fun of it, and rumor has it, I don't know if it's verified, but rumor has it that was enough for George Lucas and Steven Spielberg to be like, all right, maybe we should just leave these movies alone. Let's not fucking try to.
Well, could you imagine if like that just became like
Yeah, if they hadn't stopped.
yeah.
If
But
they had-
George
if they
Lucas
had-
continued
But
after
also
that.
to the point where like you'd be like going back to old movies. Like, you know what? This might be offensive
What
in
I
some
intended-
context, and then or remove, and then, you know, I don't
Yeah.
like the character,
Yeah.
like, and just to end up getting all these like recycled, remixed versions.
I
of,
hope we never get
you know?
to that where we start like deleting
It's gonna
scenes.
happen, dude. Oh, To Kill a
No.
Mockingbird wasn't about rape and murder. It was about tax evasion.
And flowers.
Didn't Chris Rock take out the slap joke?
What do you mean?
Yeah, no, Chris Rock.
What do you mean he took
You're
out
talking
the
about a
slap
comedy
joke?
special.
Yeah,
versus
with
a-
Will Smith. Didn't he take out the slap joke?
What are you talking? I don't know what you're
take
talking
it from
about.
out of where?
Out
Yeah.
of Netflix, his special.
No,
Oh, he took it out of his special.
That's what I heard.
I don't know.
He
Between this and 2 weeks ago where we talked about it?
There's a whole 10 minutes at the end of the Netflix special where he talks about the whole slap.
I
wasn't-
heard he took it out. I don't know.
What really?
Well,
That's
see,
what
hold
I
on.
heard. I don't know if
We're
it-
getting off a side tangent because that's not a retcon. That's not what we're discussing.
I'm not saying that
But,
there's
like,
a retcon.
it-
I'm talking about how they're going back and editing shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I didn't know that was. I need to go back and rewatch it then.
I never watched it.
When
so-
I watched it,
No.
there was definitely like 10 minutes of him talking about Will Smith and all kinds of crap. We talked about it in one of the episodes
Yeah, it's
recently.
exactly. This is 2
The
weeks
last
ago.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's got reboots and stuff.
1 week ago.
Maybe-
within the Morons Make Sense timeline.
Oh yes.
it's only been a week.
You have to the continuity needs
No,
to,
it would have been 2 weeks ago
Stop
because
retconning.
for us it's 2
There's
weeks ago,
still-
but for the fans,
but
it's a
there's still
week
one
ago.
more episode to come out.
Oh yeah, that's right. God damn it.
See?
I was wrong. Let's retcon that.
So another one that comes to mind is the Lord of the Rings
I
of
knew we
Fire
were
on
gonna
Amazon.
do Lord of the Rings.
Oh really? I
Yeah.
haven't seen that show.
Rings
so
of
I have
Power,
no
by the
idea
way.
what's happening.
The Rings of Power.
The Rings of Fire was the bootleg. Of,
That's the Johnny Cash song.
That's the documentary on Johnny Cash.
down in a burning
Yeah.
ring of fire.
At Mordor.
Yeah.
I didn't know Johnny Cash was a Lord of the Rings fan.
He is. That's where he came from. That's where he.
Yeah, that's why he always
got
wore
that
black.
Song. That's the Rings of Power on Amazon was also not a retcon, but they did shit that was not a part of the books, and like now they're
Oh,
like,
well, that's different though. Not
but
adapting.
they're trying to also make it seem like
Are they changing the continuity of the movies? Because this is supposed to be part of the movie continuity.
no,
They can change
I
stuff
guess
in the
they're
book all they
not.
want because it's an adaptation. That's not a
Okay,
retcon.
all right.
That's
Well,
just a different adaptation.
goes to show I still don't know exactly know what retcon means. I mean, not
Changing
me.
the
My
continuity.
friend bless her.
There was one movie where they did something.
Like,
Zack?
and in Bill and Ted's Outrageous Journey, Part 2, clearly the phone can travel anywhere. Yeah, no, I can't think of any other ones, man. I don't know if you guys can.
There's a film series that it actually works within their narrative because and I don't want to give it away because I know you guys haven't seen all of them. And
Which movie?
I don't want to give any spoilers.
Just
John
the
Wick.
No,
movies.
I won't.
John
But
Wick.
what happens is
Wait, I have to know what the movie is.
No.
At least, or why? How is that a spoiler? You're just telling me the movie. You're not
because
telling
then I'm
me what
going to give
actually.
something away. Okay, so what happens in
talking
the
about
movie
Mario.
is
And I
that
have no idea where you're talking
people
about.
that are in power have a way they've like told everyone how history worked. And then as the film develops, you find out that they've been lying. And then
I know.
And then in the second
Air Bud.
film, exactly, it's Air Bud. And then in the second film, you find out more of those lies, and that actually becomes a common thread within the films. But it adds to the mythology of it, and it's just awesome.
What movies are these?
What the fuck just happened?
I don't know what he's talking about. He just brought up some random stuff.
Cool Runnings.
Cool running,
Cool running.
Jurassic Park.
Totally retcon the
Yeah.
Jamaicans winning
Yep.
the Olympic
Yep.
gold.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to talk about before we end it is there's gonna be an upcoming retcon, which is the DC retcon that's happening.
Oh, that's correct. That's a big one. Yes,
That's a big one, which we made a whole little Zoom episode
Yes, we
about.
did, yeah.
yeah. So it's
It was
good
a
that we.
popular little Zoom episode. It was too.
Was it really?
95 views last I saw.
Oh wow, 95! I wish we had. That's not something we should be proud of.
Almost 100. I'm proud of it.
We are doing great here at Morons Mince.
One smile is all I care about.
Aww.
Joe, thank you for smiling.
Appreciate you, Joe. But yeah, no, that's a big one because
It's a big one that's coming up.
Not
It's
only-
the Flash one.
Flashpoint. Yeah, well, the
It's not
Flash
only-
movie is gonna.
It's not only
affect
retconning
things.
the DCEU, but it's also retconning the Tim Burton movies.
I know.
Which is fucking kind of interesting and cool because we need to get rid of the Joe Schumacher movies out of
I
continuity.
completely
Just
agree.
completely like somehow those
remove
movies
them
never
entirely.
happened.
Yeah.
I know we rebooted, and then there's also a difference between like rebooting and like retconning.
Yeah. Well, because
Uh,
reboot is you're starting fresh.
Yeah, you're starting
Yeah.
fresh, which
So
is what the
you're
Dark Knight
ignoring
trilogy
previous-
did. Is like we're just ignoring everything.
Yeah.
We're starting completely brand new. But yeah, I'm interested. The Flash movie, I have to admit, I saw the trailer at Super Bowl, and I was
Got
not.
you stiff, huh?
I was not excited actually. No.
Oh.
What? Really?
No,
What?
Not even a little bit.
As much as I love
Not even a
Michael
chubby.
Keaton, I love Michael Keaton. I can't wait to see him in the Batsuit again. Da-na-na-na. Oh man, that Danny Elfman song. I hope that's in the movie. By the way, shut up.
Oh.
What are you doing? I don't know
I
what
thought
you're
we were
doing.
just singing, humming songs we liked.
As much as I love Tim Burton, like this,
So I'm
You know
very
what?
much excited.
I'm excited because I love what did I say? I love Michael Keaton, and I love his Batman, and I can't wait to see him again. But I'm a little worried that the movie's gonna be like bogged down by this like CGI stuff. Some of the stuff that was in the trailer, where like Michael Keaton's Batman jumps down or something, it looks so CGI in the
I have it
trailer.
on very high authority that was actually him in the Batsuit.
Really? No way.
From my sources.
What are your sources?
Me.
I'm still gonna give it a shot. I think
yeah,
I think I'm gonna be there premiere night to watch this movie because I have to watch Michael Keaton's
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
come
You guys want
back.
to watch it together?
Yeah, dude, we definitely have to
do it.
mince that movie. I don't care what my
yeah.
wife says this time around.
We're doing it.
Hey, let me know in advance so I could take like that day off from work.
Oh, oh wow. Yeah, a whole outing. Yeah, I love this.
This one,
Everyone.
this one, I'm gonna watch for sure. Like the first time it comes
Thursday?
out because. Yeah, if we can, yeah, because I definitely want to watch Michael Keaton come back. That's
Definitely.
I might shed a tear.
Well, what's unique about this is that not only is this film retconning several universes, but then the whole universe of the DC movies going forward is being retconned as a whole because certain elements and characters are being kept, and some of them are being,
Wait,
removed
hold on.
entirely.
Michael Keaton just came
He's
on.
air. He's on.
Oh my god, he's
On
beautiful.
on
He's
screen.
beautiful. I can't hear him talk, but he's beautiful.
That-
Right there, I don't like that. See, that's
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
that's
like-
him
No,
gliding in
yeah,
real
right.
life.
I don't like that.
He
I don't like that
is
CGI stuff. God damn it! Like she couldn't like. No,
You're
like,
upset that they didn't do these things in real life?
no. I don't care if they use a stuntman. You can still do a real thing with
I
a
think that
stuntman.
Barry's gonna end up being the Reverse Flash.
The black one?
What? The one that the twin Barry. You know how there's two
Do you
Barrys?
know who Reverse Flash is?
Yeah, I know.
Noel?
It's Eobard Thawne.
No,
Oh.
Noel.
During
Yeah,
the
there's
Flash.
definitely a reverse flash. You can see the black right
Well,
there.
I haven't seen this trailer, so now you're giving away secrets.
Oh,
I was
shit,
not aware
that's
of
right.
in any
You
way,
don't
shape, or
watch
form.
this.
I don't watch
Even
trailers.
before that.
I haven't
I watch
seen the
teasers,
trailer either,
but
but
not
I-
trailers.
But I've seen.
But you should have been like, hey, Noel, please don't play that.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
I
play
didn't
that.
realize you were
Yeah.
going to keep discussing.
Oh, well, this
theories
is
about
part
it.
of the Redcon topic. I mean,
Yeah,
this is a
yeah.
huge
I mean, we don't have to
Redcon
keep going into
that's
it.
coming
Yeah.
up.
So where we are, it's perfectly fine.
I'm just
Don't-
saying.
don't
I'm
be
just
mad.
saying.
Don't
No,
be
no,
mad.
In every
It's okay.
in every trailer
Okay.
and every footage, it shows the other Barry wearing nothing but yellow,
Yeah.
and yellow is famous for
Well,
Reverse
thanks
Flash.
for giving it away, Uble.
I apologize. It's a fucking theory. They probably won't go with it, and even if they do go
They're
with it,
going with it. It's
they're
obvious.
gonna fucking. It's gonna be retconned. This
The-
isn't gonna continue.
Well, I will say
I mean,
real
you
quick.
have two legs coming together. Like, there's clearly gonna be a reverse flash.
Oh, I was like two legs coming together.
Well,
What-
in
what?
the trailer that
I
we
know,
just saw,
like,
which
what?
I hope you just put it behind us. The trailer we just saw, the two
Yeah.
legs come together. Like, one is like a black Flash costume,
Boots.
and the
But
other
that's
one's
not the
red.
Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash is yellow with red and
Okay.
white.
All right.
I mean, that could be Godspeed. That could be Zoom. That could be. There's so many versions of. I mean, there's so many versions
know
that
the
they could
application.
do.
What, Sam? Zoom. Isolate that audio, please. I want it as my ringtone.
all I want is I
Little
just,
bit of boom boom.
I just want Michael Keaton's Batman to be practical effects, not the CGI stuff. A little bit of zoom. Just shake your butt. Shake, baby, shake, baby. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Shake, baby, shake.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
that's classic. All right, I
We're
think we made a
wrapping,
lot
you
of.
guys.
I think we made a lot of sense tonight.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, this has been fun. I like this. Was a good episode. It's been a while since we've done a Mince movies. We need to get back into the movies.
Agreed.
We're gonna have
We
to retcon
apologize
this
to you
episode.
movie fans out there that have been waiting for this. We've been doing a lot of Morons Make Sense, but we're gonna get back into it. I promise you. More movies coming. And as always, please like and subscribe. We're on the
quick
TikToks,
call
we're on
to
the
links.
Facebooks, we're on the Instagram. Redcon, Arturo, whatever the fuck your name is now. And Nullifier, I'm Sam the Inkbot. This guy's on Friendster. And good night. Have a dark night. Like that picture. Right on cue.